detectives have so far arrested 42 people for their alleged role in racially motivated murders in Phoenix. That's what Police Minister Bheki Cele has told Parliament. 36 people were killed in Phoenix when KwaZulu-Natal was gripped by a frenzy of looting and arson. Police Ministry spokesperson Lirandzu Themba is joining us now on the midday view on eNCA to give us an update. Lirandzu, good afternoon. What can you tell us that is new about this case? We understand, as I've just said in my intro, that 42 people have been arrested so far, and there's been a lot of tension in the area, with some people claiming this was a massacre.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. Look, this team of detectives has really hit the ground running and has really prioritized the murder of 36 people in that part of KZN. And as you've mentioned, 42 people, that's the latest number of people that have been arrested. But also, we know that this team is looking into the role of the private security firms that are operating within Phoenix. So far, 7 of these private security firms are being probed, Bradan. And of course, we know that in their investigations, the police have managed to seize over 100 firearms from these private security firms. This, of course, is part of an ongoing investigation. But to ascertain the involvement of these private security firms in the murder of these 36 people, we know that there's been many allegations from the communities that we've interacted with when the Minister of Police went to the first visit, actually, to Phoenix on the 15th of July, and the most recent one took place on the 15th of August, where he's been interacting with community members of not just Phoenix, but of Zwelisha, of Umawoti, and of course Bambayi, where the majority of the people that were killed hailed from those community members. So we've always also been able to give them a feedback as to the progress of this investigative team.
Yeah, and also besides the arms that have been seized, we understand police have also seized hundreds, if not thousands, rounds of ammunition. Are the police trying to establish the legality of these weapons and ammunition, whether they were licensed or not?
Yeah, working together with CIRA, which really is the watchdog of the private security industry. The police in that area have been working very close with CIRA to really make the determination, because it's important that these security firms work within the ambit of the law. And while the allegations are speaking towards something very different from that, it's only upon the clarity will be sought or will be found after the investigations have been complete as to whether these security companies were working within the law, and if they had any role or any hand to play in the violence that we saw meting out or be meted at the 36 people. And of course, we know that over 50 people really have had serious injuries because they too suffered at the hands of some Phoenix residents that were manning these roadblocks. And we know that there's been heinous damage to property in the form of police, cars. These people's cars were burnt, Bradan. So this is a thorough investigation that is underway right now. The police minister is quite happy with regards to how it is progressing, in fact, going as far as updating the NCOP yesterday in Parliament, as well as the National Assembly, about the work of this detective team. But most important, we have to acknowledge the work that has been undertaken by the Peace Committee. Now, this Peace Committee is made up of residents from the Phoenix area, as well as the 3 areas that I've mentioned, Bambayi, Zwelisha, and Umawoti. And it is men and women, Bradan, that raised up and put up their hand and said they will be the voice of the communities that they represent. And this was happening at the time where people were really angered by the killings. And they have been able to, facilitate the ease of movement and the ease of information of these communities, because we know that initially what had happened was that the affected communities were not able to access Phoenix because, one, they were scared that, they would be victims of these crimes, but also they were not able to go and identify the loved ones at the local mortuary.
Who are in the mortuary, yeah. Lirandzu, just as we conclude, and very briefly, it looks like the police are getting that important cooperation from the local communities. You've mentioned the Peace Committee, and in terms of trying to get to the bottom of really what happened there and hold those responsible accountable. How long do you think this investigation will take? I mean, you say it's going well, things are proceeding smoothly.
How long is a piece of string? I can't answer that, Bradan, but we are confident that because they have made these arrests and these suspects are appearing in court, we are going to be at a point where they will give us more, meat as to what they find, especially with regards to the private security firms. So we're not going to put any pressure on them. We want them to do a diligent and a thorough job so that they can have this much-needed justice for the victims of Phoenix.
Thank you very much. Lirandzu Themba there, speaking on behalf of the Ministry of Police.